Hey everybody, so it's Olivia, and I need to make. I was just lying in bed and I was thinking, I've not made my video, so I thought best try and do it quickly. But I'm in bed because I've been out all day, and so I'm trying to rest now. I went to Edinburgh today to see my brother. I was there on Friday as well, and it's like an hour's drive away, so it's tiring. So I'm not feeling my best, but hey ho. Quickly answering the questions from the other girls. Lauren asked, does IV fluids help your pains and nausea and things? I can't say I've ever tried that for that, so I can't answer that. Rachel, what's your favourite food or what are you craving? Well, to be honest, my favourite food always used to be chocolate, but now I can't eat chocolate, so I try not to think about it. Something I love. What do I love? I love a lot of things, to be honest. Not sherbet and sugar. What was that noise? The wind is so bad. The door just opened. Caroline, what's your favourite quote? Oh my goodness, I have the best quote. I wrote it down a couple last week before I even watched your video. I'm seriously obsessed by quotes. Everywhere in my room has got quotes, and I paint quotes everywhere, and I stick them on walls, and I write them on memo boards, and I write them in books, and I just fill my life with quotes, basically, inspiring quotes. And the one you had, Caroline, was with if you can't handle me at my worst, you sure as hell don't serve me at my best, is one of my favourites as well. Anyway, this quote is by Steve Jobs, who is the late co-founder of Apple. It's what he said in one of his speeches one day. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but he was giving a speech to a graduation ceremony. He said, "For the past 33 years, each day I've looked in the mirror in the morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know that I need to change something." For me, when I heard that, I just loved it because I guess it's all about living for the now and making the most out of every situation and every day. Every day, no matter how bad things get, you've got to make sure that you're still happy and you're still enjoying yourself, which can be so difficult when you're ill. Anyway, that's my favourite quote. I put onto my Potts Facebook, and anyone can add me on it. It's Olivia Potts, but with 2 T's. I put onto that if anyone had any topics or any questions they'd like me to answer in my video. And I had a reply from somebody to talk about nausea and stomach problems. And for me, nausea has probably been one of my worst symptoms from day one. I mean, before I got ill, I knew I was starting to get ill when every day of my life I felt like I was going to throw up. And I would type into Google nausea every day, and the only things that would come up were you're pregnant. And I'm like, I'm not pregnant. Anyway, I mean, the nausea I get is overwhelming. I mean, it can be just a niggle that you just feel a bit squeamish, or it can be full-blown, you're holding your head over a bucket because you feel like you're gonna throw up, and then it doesn't come to anything, and then you're like, oh, and it lasts for hours and hours, and I've not had a day in the past 3 years without nausea. I tried ondansetron or Zofran, the very strong anti-nausea medication. I took a very big dose, but I actually can't tolerate it. it gave me a very bad, almost like an allergic reaction, where it gave me a night after I took it of being delirious and the sweats and the shakes, and it was very obviously a drug reaction I was having. So I'm not allowed to take that anymore, and it never helped the nausea. In fact, it made it worse. I've tried loads of anti-nausea medications and I've never found anything that helps, except I was researching into nausea and I thought, why is it that most pregnant women get morning sickness? And I found out how it's because, oh, I can't remember now because this is a long time ago I did this, but something to do with the fact that when you have, I guess, a fetus or the baby growing inside you, your immune system doesn't recognize the genes and everything, and it thinks it must be bad for your body, and therefore your immune system tries to flush it out, and therefore it releases a load of prostaglandin, is what it is called, as a kind of self-defense. And if you look up prostaglandin, what prostaglandin does is it's a vasodilator, and it's, what else is it? Something to do with nausea, like it makes you feel really sick. And to kind of limit prostaglandin, if you take ibuprofen, that dampens it down. And I stopped taking ibuprofen for 2 years because of stomach complications like stomach ulcers and things. And since I started taking it again, my life's been transformed. So I take ibuprofen every single day, and I know that's bad because of the risk for stomach ulcers and everything, because I have had that trouble in the past. But I don't care because it's worth it for me. Also, nausea, I've tried everything. I've tried ginger oils, peppermint oils, chewing gum. Personally, I find if I take something sweet like sherbet or sugar, sometimes that helps, or chewing on chewing gum, but there's just some days where you just gotta push through and try and forget about it. It's horrible. I'd sometimes waken up in the night, bolt upright, thinking I'm gonna vomit, and then I'd be like, oh, I wish I just could, and then I could go back to sleep, but that would never happen. And they also asked me, the person that asked me to talk about this, kind of whether it stopped them eating. And for me, my nausea has never stopped me to eat because I know that food is so crucial for me. If I don't eat a meal, I go extremely hypoglycemic. I physically need to eat or else I'm a mess. And there have been many a meal time where I will sit. I'm never ever I'm never hungry, and luckily I live with my parents, and my mum will make me my meals, and I'll come downstairs and she will put it out in front of me, and I'll think, oh, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. How can I possibly eat? But I literally force feed myself when I have extreme nausea because I know I have to eat, and therefore I force feed myself. I make sure I don't skip a meal, and I just force it in because, yeah, it's kind of crucial. Your body needs the fuel to survive, and I sometimes say to myself, look, Olivia, your nausea is so bad anyway, you can't feel much worse, so you may as well eat. And eating when you feel sick is the most horrible thing to do, but you've just got to do it. Yeah. Okay, so that's me. I talked about that for long enough. My week. Did I miss a video last week? Yeah, I had a really nasty chest infection, as you heard in my last video I made. It lasted a long time, and I've got my voice back now, but I've still got a cough occasionally. but I managed to fight it off without antibiotics, so I'm quite proud about that. My POTS hasn't been great, to be honest. I had a bit of a crash last weekend, and I had to cancel like maths tutors, and I had to cancel my driving lesson. I just had to cancel everything for a few days. But I thought to myself, I just can't go back now, because I just can't decondition myself again. It's ever since I got told out at the beginning of summer that I had muscle wastage. Ever since that day, I have pushed myself to the extreme to every day, no matter how bad I feel, push, push, push. Get out of bed, get dressed every day, eat your meals downstairs every day, you know, brush your hair every day, try and go out somewhere every day, or if that's not possible, because for me there are still days where I can't go out, I try and sit up in a chair, because I spend a lot of the day like this flat, and this is the comfiest position for me because I'm totally flat. Like, if you look at me, I couldn't be more flat right now. Like, anyway, and that is not good for us, because when we feel like ill, that's the position we want to go into. And so I try and make sure I sit up, and then I'll make sure there are times in the day where I get out of bed and I sit up upright in a chair and everything, and do something with my hands. So anyway, I again just pushed myself. I thought, I've cancelled one maths tutor, so when it came to the time she was meant to come again, I was like, I just forced myself to do it, and I got through it. I only did it for 20 minutes, and I did it. And then I went to my English tutor, and then I met up with a friend yesterday, and it was really funny because I went into this bar, and it was kind of a drinks plate. It wasn't like just alcohol. Anyway, the waiter handed me the alcohol menu and the wine list, and I was like, does he not realise I'm underage? Anyway, yeah, it was funny. And also this week, I went to the hairdressers, which was a big achievement for me because I was there for 3 hours, and it's the first time I've ever had my hair dyed. And in this light, you really can't tell because it's very dark in here. I've got one lamp on there, and it's basically, I've had it dip dyed, so that's all the same colour. But then at the very bottom, it's really blonde, and you can't see it in this light. But if I say, so that's the camera, that's really blonde. And if I hold it up to the top, you can see the colour difference. But in this light, for some reason, you can't see it. But you can see the difference if I hold it like that. And I was just very proud that I was able to sustain myself for 3 hours sitting upright, because I've not been able to do that in about, well, I've never been able to do that. I was going to ask a question, and I had a question, but I've forgotten what it was. Oh yeah, my question for this week is if, I've forgotten again. Oh yeah, what are you able to do with friends? So, since being ill. So for me, for the first 2 years of me having POTS, I couldn't go out the house anywhere, and I just could not see friends, and I went for 2 years without seeing anybody. Whereas now I'm at the stage where I can go out, I can go to like a cafe somewhere, and I can sit up for half an hour to an hour and I have a drink of water, but my friend gets a coffee or a soft drink or something. I can't drink anything like that because it upsets my stomach, so I only take water, but I don't care what I drink just because it's the fact I'm out. I still can't go to the cinema with friends yet, and I go for sleepovers. I don't even like sleepovers, to be honest. And I don't really go around to friends' houses very much. I sometimes have people around to me, but only for short periods of time, and I can't really go shopping with friends. That would be too much. But I'm hoping that at Christmas I've got quite a few things I've been invited to, and I'm gonna, I guess, see how the next few weeks go, and hopefully I'll be able to manage a bit more by Christmas time, because I'll be stronger, and yeah. So my question is, what are you able to do with friends? I mean, do you just hang out? Do you have them over to your house? Or are you able to go shopping? Or do you go to restaurants? Or, yeah. So that's my question. Okay, bye everybody.